Hey guys, this is Allison from Allykatkreations. How are you? It's been a little bit. So I am doing Purge Part 2 to catch everybody up that follows my channel on what has been happening with me, with my situation, and the unknowns. Um, like the beginning of my channel, I am taking you on my journey of a nightmare. Yeah, nightmare. Before I begin, even though this is just me chit-chatting and letting you know what's going on, um, please hit that like, share, and subscribe button. I have to have my phone volume on just in case my realtor calls. And it's not, it's spam. Anywho, if you would like to support my work and my move and me and feeding me and helping me out until I can get back on my feet, the links will be dropped down below and how you could do that. Everything is appreciated right now. I'm overdrafted on all my accounts. Um, Fun times. So the last, let's say, week or two, but I've been doing this for a while. I've been very slowly cleaning out my house. Now I've been in my house for 37 years of my life. I moved in when I was about 3 years old. And don't mind my hair, it's air drying and it's Einsteinish. Um, so there's a lot of things in my house. A lot. Um, I had not had good successful yard sales. I've been trying to sell items on the side. Over the winter, I sold a lot of tools and other items to make bills. Um, because there was no help or assistance coming in. And all the assistance, people would send me all these links to like government assistance and stuff. Um, Unfortunately, I don't, I don't apply. Not that I don't apply. What's the right terminology here? I got denied from a lot of it because of my circumstances. Um, in the last 2 months, I've dramatically I weighed myself. I don't know if I put this on my other videos, but I lost 40 pounds and I am extremely underweight for my height and for my age. Um, my realtor has been he got me a bacon, egg, and cheese, salt, pepper, ketchup on a roll. That's something huge in New York. Um, it's the shit. So he got me that for this morning. The last couple of days, I've been effortlessly doing this all by myself, by the way, pulling everything, chucking everything. I have very nice neighbors who allowed me to put bags. I have at least 30 bags of garbage and stuff that didn't sell and no one's taking and that I can't donate and put it in front of their houses so that the garbage man doesn't ignore it like the last time so they could take it. Um, I have a lot more trash. So why I'm calling this Purge 2, because I had Purge 1 in the first place. This is Purge 2, and how did I why am I calling it Purge 2? So I found a realtor uh, who's super nice. Um, I called a bunch of realtors and the energy, with me, everything has to be an energy exchange. And if I like the person's energy, if they're gonna work with me, if they have my best interests at heart, with my circumstances, understanding that people like to take advantage of people with nothing. Because they think you're in disparity, which most of the time we are. I'm not, again, alone in this quest of moving and having to build a new life. Again, I'm not alone in this. But people often take advantage of people like me because they think you're just going to take what is offered because you need to get out. It's dire circumstances. Well, not me. My house was lowballed on the market, but the real estate in New York is exponentially extremely high. The houses in my area are going for close to $1 million. Some around the corner from my house, the house is going up for like almost 800,000. My house is nowhere near that condition, and a lot of work needs to be put in. I was starting to do the work when my mother died, and then a lot of things started to happen. The squirrels then invaded my second floor. The hot water heater exploding and causing me 2 years of delay and a lot of insurance nightmares. And a lot of other things. So the strategy is to get people in the door and to have a bidding war. And then I accept what I feel deemed right. So I'm okay with that. Spirit's okay with that. Spirit, as in my mom and my dad, I've been screaming and yelling at them, like, help me. And my mom, when I was cleaning out the house, nothing but dimes all over the place. So my mom was saying, I'm here, I'm with you. I had a scabs. If you know what that term means. I had people come and literally hack, which was very traumatic for me to watch, my mother's furniture. Literally deconstruct everything. They left a mess. They left holes in my wall. They left scratches in the drywall, which I yelled at the realtor. I was like, listen, I thought I'm paying for this. In the end, you know, you're fronting the costs. But at the same time, I'm paying for it at the end of the day. So, like, why couldn't you get somebody professional to come in to move the furniture out of the house? And whatever they want to do with it afterwards was what they want to do with it afterwards. Why are they deconstructing everything inside my house? They then went over the time, the city coordinates with the time, and they were making so much noise. I thought the cops were going to be called. It was scabs. It looked like a WWE wrestling match was happening in my house because my mom had a California King mattress and they didn't take the banister off like I suggested to do. And the kid jumped up onto my stair on my railing into the deep beyond and jumping on the mattress to get it to go down the stairs. My heart went into my stomach. I was beyond in awe of how he didn't get hurt, but blown away. The shards of glass on my second floor, I'm still vacuuming up, and I'm not even using a regular vacuum. I'm using a dry vac because those are very powerful. It's been a nightmare. They scratched my epoxy floor. They didn't use dollies or trolleys or anything. Hand trucks, nothing. I offered them my hand truck. I have a brand new hand truck. I got 2 bathroom vanities I replaced 2 years ago. Had the piping redone. So yeah, this is my nightmare that I'm living in. Not fun. I've been getting 2 to 3 hours worth of sleep a night. Organizing, cleaning, trying to figure out where to put the rest of the garbage and the rest of the items they did not take, which is a lot. Packing, boxing, and again, I need bigger boxes, and I had some a helpful person come to my aid and take me to Home Depot, but I didn't buy enough. And there's a couple of things that do not fit in small boxes, just doesn't fit. So I have to figure out what to do and how to get things away and stored away. It's been a nightmare. It's been very difficult, but I feel that the universe is asking me to purge what no longer serves me. And as much as I hated to see really good pieces of furniture not be rehomed to people that could have used them, it got hacked up and it's now out of my life. So whatever energy was attached to that stuff, gone, goodbye. It is what it is. Devastated by it. At the same time, I have to move on. So today, after I went on a cleaning spree for a few, well, more than a few, 2 days straight, like all day long, taking little mini breaks, literally the realtor was like, all right, like a lot of stuff is out of the house. I'm like, yeah, now I have to rearrange everything I just did. So that took a few days. And he listed my house yesterday on the market, and now he had people already here. He had 6 families in my house this morning. And he handed me a bacon, egg, and cheese, and I'm like, dude, like, don't I leave? Like, I should be leaving, right? I've been, it's not the first rodeo with me watching these realtor shows and people needing to leave. Sorry, there's cat butt in your face. And he's like, this is not an open house. I have just a couple of families. They're gonna walk through, eat your bacon, egg, and cheese, sit upstairs, and if they need to take pictures or they, let them come through. Okay, cool. I tried taking a nap earlier. My mind's racing. I'm overwhelmed, and I know I shouldn't be, and I should be giving everything up to the universe at this point. But I'm human, and I am just watching Zillow in the areas that I want to move to see if there's anything new. All the houses that I fell in love with, I was like manifesting, all bye-bye. My cats are very upset. They are extremely devastated. They keep walking around the house like, what the fuck, mom? What's going on? Morgan's doesn't seem to be as upset as Ethan. He is under my bed, will not come out, and he'll only come out if I put food down. Which is unnerving. So purging away things that no longer serve us, as painful as it might be, is a necessary task. And I know I'm in it right now. And the reason it's like a lot of people are like, well, stop being so materialistic. And it's not about that necessarily, as the principle behind my parents labored away their entire lives to build up what I have now, what I inherited from them. If I died tomorrow, this stuff would have been in the trash anyway, regardless. But it's the idea, the principle, that they worked so hard for something and they really didn't get to enjoy it. My dad died on the 28th of this month, 17 years ago. He didn't get to have a retirement. He didn't get to do anything he planned to do. He didn't have the quality of life that he dreamt himself to have. My mother, after my father died, same idea. She was hoping to have a long, prosperous life with my father, even if we did move and went somewhere else. What they worked hard for would have came with them. And now it sits on my shoulders as to I need to start my own legacy, and they're giving me a second chance on life. But I got to let go of these things in order to do that, which sucks. Because everybody's like, well, you'll have enough money to buy a new dining room set. You'll have enough money. You'll have enough money. No, 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 no. Let me tell you what. When I buy and am blessed to say that I am capable after I sell my house to buying another house, that doesn't leave me with much, abundance. That leaves me able and capable to living a few months with looking for a job. Now, I don't want to have a mortgage. I don't want to be tied to a banking system that's fraudulent and that's illegal. I don't want to be tied to that. We still live in a 3D matrix. We still have to pay 3D bills in order for things to function. As much as I talk about the Amish mindset, that doesn't mean that I'm not, I'm against technology. Absolutely not. It's what is running our world right now, and we have to play the game with it. So I'm not here to try to go off grid, although I feel like I should. But that's not how I'm going to reach other people, and that's not how I'm going to help other people get through their hard times. We're all going through something. Everybody is going through some sort of transformation. In the tarot, it's called a tower moment. Plenty of tower moments have happened to me in the last month, where it's like I get set back, and there's more setbacks and more setbacks and more setbacks, and it's not like I went in rushing. I did a lot of research. I looked in numerous different states to see where I would be happy and where I can purchase a house in a safe neighborhood, that I'm not in the middle of farmland somewhere. And if I fall and like I'm the old grandma, like I fall in and I can't get up, like I won't have anybody come to me for days. Like, I need to be practical because I have done that. I have actually last night, I brought a really heavy object down from my attic, and my back gave out, and thankfully I cleared a landing for myself, and I had to lay there for a few until I got feeling back in my legs. But I have neighbors that have keys to my house just in case that ever happens, that they can come and get me off the floor if I can't get myself back up. I don't like what's been going on, especially where I live, with the medical system. Don't trust it. Don't trust them. Not a fan. And no. With the Amish mindset, my whole question is, what have you done today to help someone else out? What abundance did you have today that you were able to help someone out? Now, I donated a whole load of stuff to the Vietnam Veterans Association. I went to the church drop box for the clothes, and I put like 4 bags of clothing in there. I have people that I grew up with that just one of them wrote a book, and it's in pre-launch right now, and I try to share it on my social media and how proud I am of him. I try to share other people's businesses that they're doing the work themselves. I am liking other people's YouTube channels and subscribing to more channels to give those people support. It doesn't hurt me at the end of the day. What are you doing on a daily basis that you're spreading your abundance? And your abundance could be energy, it could be a conversation. Gotta love the ice cream man. You guys heard that, but I'm sure there's ice cream men in every state. But I bet you they don't play the music at the decibels that they played here. So, what have you been doing to help the collective? And that's everybody. That's in any country. That is all over the place. What are you doing to help the collective? I think it's very important that we all start doing these little things and making a habit of it. And again, it starts small. No one's saying that if you don't have money, which a lot of people don't now, that you can't spread your abundance in other ways. I give a lot of spiritual advice to people. I spread memes. I like posts. I subscribe to channels. Even in the busyness of me cleaning and encouraging myself, and I have to focus on myself right now because I am all I have. I still am looking and thinking of other people. I always put a lot of people before me. I have to learn how to take myself and put myself first so that I can have a full cup and I can help other people more efficiently. Can't do that when your cup is empty. And not to say that my cup is completely empty, but it's near there. I'm very thankful for the realtor who has been buying me food so that I can eat. And that again is something that I want to challenge people with. If you're in a community chat with family, family meaning the community that you are, whatever it is that you follow, right? What movement are you following? Is it poetry, art? Are you, into the spiritual stuff? If you're seeing somebody keep saying that they only eat once a day and they lost 40 pounds, and if you have the abundance, you don't have to give that person money because, people think people get down on their, on themselves and they're drug addicts or they're doing stuff and they're going to waste the money. A lot of people think that way. A lot of people in New York think that way because when you walk down the street and you see homeless people, they're cracked out or they have the bottle in their hand. So they're less likely to help those people out. But what happens when it's somebody in your community and you have the abundance, you don't want to give them money? Amazon does deliver food. The city harvest, the food banks here. I've learned the different farms and the different things, the entities that do contribute to those food banks aren't all clear, organic, or healthy food. You can't complain when it's food and you eat what you eat, but I have a severe amount of allergies to chemicals, by the way. And I've already had food poisoning twice. So what do? I have to be selective with the food pantry. People are like still sending me jobs, which is something that I think, as much as I'm trying to move and now getting a job is kind of pointless, only because I don't know how long this whole thing is going to take. I might get people bidding on my house in the next week, and someone might bid to a price that I can accept within the next week. I don't know. So I'm putting it and manifesting it that it does happen. What do I do if that happens? And now I just took a job. Don't look good. And I don't want to be like it's something that will time me here. Don't want that. Also the mindset here, I don't want to be around these people anymore. And no offense to anybody that lives in New York, those people that are watching me are awake and they see it too. What I saw walking into my house today, I mean, pure respect. It still exists. Still. And I had to take certain flags and things off my wall just so that I keep it not in my belief system. Fear. We have to fear the unknown sometimes in a conductive way, in a productive way. Fear isn't necessarily all that bad when it's in you have to let go and you have to put trust into the universe. When you fear something because someone dictates something to you, that's not good. But to have rational fight or flight fear for the unknown isn't unhealthy. It's a human trait that we all have. So we need to come to neutrality and understand where that fear is coming from, and it's realistic. A lot of people, oh, don't stress out, Allison. Don't fear. Well, thankfully, I have the gray hair already. I don't have to worry about it. But what do you mean? I don't need to fear the unknown. So I have 2 cats. What happens where I want to go? I don't get a house right away. And now I can't find a place to rent. And what happens if the hotel, so I have to live out of my car? As we call it in Game of Thrones, winter is coming. There's a lot of unknowns that will be happening to me in the next couple of weeks. I don't know when I'm going to sell my house. I don't know how I'm paying my bills. I don't know what is going to be shut off first. Even the realtor was like, hey, Allison, do you know, they don't shut you off right away, but, what's going on? Will you have gas and heat and electric? I don't know. I don't know. I was like, I haven't been able to pay my property tax. I don't know when they're going to come in and knock on my door either. And again, it's not because of the lack of trying. I've been trying to get my life back on track for 7 months. I've been trying to build this channel up for 6 months, 7 months. I've been, trying to even look for a job as a full-time job. Emailing and trying to correspond with people is a full-time job. And I already knew if I took a job in, like, let's say New Jersey, well, by the time, let's just say it's a regular job, by the time I paid the $16 a day toll and the gas that was really high over the summer, and it's still summer, by the way, what would I be taking home? Oh, and I get this. Oh, but you'll be able to eat. Well, are you paying my gas in my car? Are you paying for the car repairs I had to put into the car? Are you paying for the toll? It's expensive. Although roads should be free to pass on, a lot of things were illegally done without the consent of the governed. That's us. We have to remember we are the people, we the people are the ones who pay the taxes, who pay these dictators and people of tyranny to keep us safe. We pay them. Why are they dictating all these measures and laws and rules and mandates and all this nonsense when none of us voted for this stuff? Even though voting has it's been rigged in many forms and facets, it's still the notion that we pay these people salaries and yet they're dictating to us what we need to do, but we didn't vote on it as a collective, wherever you live and whatever you do. You know, other countries function a little differently, but most of the time, if you want to have a city ordinance or you know, something has to go through, a lot of the times you need a vote from the collective to see how they, you know, they're implementing things here and they have community boards and they have community, you know, input. And people are like, but I pay the taxes in this place. And if enough of us don't want something, it shouldn't happen because we are paying you. We're paying for this and we're saying no. It's how it should work. Right. And if you're not happy where you live, you move in. That's what I've been trying to do. But again, I don't have family in places that I want to move to. I don't have any direction I could go. I could have went anywhere. I could have like relocated to another country, which don't think I wasn't thinking about, but the costs are astronomical. And I need money to live off of until I get a job. We need to purge what no longer serves us, whether it be a mental purge, a body purge, or a material purge. It was very difficult for me to have to watch things that my parents labored very hard for and sacrificed a lot for to end up being hacked away and thrown out. That was not easy to watch. It was not easy to clean up. It gave me more work to do than I wanted. But at the end of the day, it took me away from this channel and it took me away from doing what I love to do best, and that is to open and expand minds out of the one book paradigm. Interesting, the realtor asked me, he's like, oh, you look like you're set up to do videos, and what do? Do you have a YouTube channel? And I told him, I'm like, I have a channel that I read a lot of doctoral metaphysics and hermeticism and all different types of breeds of books and topics that I tackle. And he goes, oh, interesting. He's like, yeah, my friend, you know, was talking about, you know, how on a racetrack with horses, the horses have blinders and so that they focus. And I said to him, that's a good thing. But the problem is when you're not allowing other forms of information to come in to help you discern and raise your consciousness. I'm like, is everything that you read truth? He goes, no. I said, so what happens if you learn that everything that you read has lies in them that affect you on your everyday life? What happens if you hold on to that one book and you're not allowing other sources of information to come into your mind because you're so like closed off to it, and then you judge other people that think outside of the box from you? You're dividing people that way. You're not accepting what purpose you have here. God put all of us here. Creator, source, infinite intelligence, the monad, whatever you want to call it. We're here for a reason. We all are different versions of the cosmos because Creator is experiencing life through us to learn. So if you keep shutting everybody else out that's not in your paradigm, because you got the blinders on, you're not opening up yourself to the opportunities that could be coming your way. A lot of us are going through immense changes. A lot of people are going through divorce. A lot of people are going through extraordinary battles. And right now, we need to be not only sharing our abundance with others, we really need to pick up the slack and have compassion. Too many people are living in their ego self. Too many people are not focused on the entirety, but only their small little bubble. That's not helping your other selves out. That's not helping the collective, because when you help the collective, you're uplifting everybody. And when you uplift everybody, there is equal give and take. And there's more people that can come in to start serving in their abundance and start doing what they can do to help other people out. And again, it takes nothing more than a like, a subscribe to a channel to start, to repost. Someone has a yard sale, you know that they're in dire need to sell things. You're going to help them out by reposting it on your page, because you never know. You might not be able to afford it, but somebody else might. I stopped watching a lot of content. I've been just listening to music. I've been trying to find comedy to laugh at because my situation is devastating. I am having a hard time just contemplating going through all of this alone. Not to say I don't have friends, and not to say, but I don't want to have my energy rub off on them, and I don't need their excess energy either. But there are plenty of days that I have asked certain people to come and help me do certain things, and they never showed up. It got to get done, so I got to do it myself. I know I have the strength within me to do it, but there's always that meme that or a quote, I'm tired of having to be strong all the time. I don't have a way to rest my mind and not be in survival mode 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I've been in it since I was born. I was never placed on my mother's chest. I never had a bonding with my birth mother. So I have always been in survival mode because I don't know what happened to me for 2 months of my beginnings of my life. I don't know if I was ignored, left in a crib to cry. I know I had people taking care of me. Hi, I'm here, but I don't know in what condition I was left in. No idea. and I'll probably never find out. I don't know what foster family took care of me. I don't know if I was in a hospital. I don't know any of that information, but I know it affects you internally with your DNA and your environmental knowing. I never bonded. So there's a lot of healing on my end that I am doing on in terms of getting rid of things that, I would have loved to at least give away. I did give away a lot of good stuff that I was hoping to sell so I could pay my bills. But I went to good homes and to people that really needed them. I had like a 12 set China set that I gave away. I'm looking to rehome a television. There's a battle over it. I have art supplies. I'm hoping to reach out to a few people. People don't get back to me. I don't want to throw them away. I got paint for days. Take it. Um, that's the abundance I have right now in my possession. I have things that I am not going to use and I really don't want to have to move with because it's just more stuff to add into a truck. I want to be able to give somebody an opportunity to be creative. Not hard, right? So think about, how are you purging? Write it in the comments. How are you purging? Are you purging? We're all on our own divine timing, so things are happening to us in a different order. So some people already been through the purge. They had to do the move. They had to get the divorce, or they're still going through it. I've been purging for the last 7 months a lot. My weight, food that I eat, the ideas that I had, what I thought I wanted for my life has completely altered 7 million times. So has my timeline, by the way. There's so much. There's so much. I'm gonna probably do some readings today, to get what I can in. Because again, I don't know. Like tomorrow, there's gonna be people in my house. The guys like just stay because it's not an open house, but the weekend I'm gonna be out of my house. I don't know for how long or when. Um, I don't know when my house is gonna sell. I don't know when I'm not gonna have the internet. Um, a lot of unknowns. A lot of I can't pay my bills. I can only pay them until my house is sold, and that I'm praying for a cash buyer that it's not going to take another 90 days to get the money in my account, because I can't put a bid in on another house until I have money in my bank account. I can't pay my bills until I have money in my bank account. And the little bits that I have left are going to the little expenses that I have. I am in need of help in so many ways. If anybody knows long distance movers, companies, please let me know. Email me, write it in the comments. If you had a good experience or even a bad experience, what to stay away from. A lot of people write about, like Yelp reviews. I don't do that. I like to talk to people who have had the experience with companies. A lot of those reviews are bots. So I can't go based off of, I'm trying to find people that, are in the Ohio, Indiana, Kentucky area. What's the best cell phone service? What's the banking system out there? Because I know, I've been looking into these things, like what's the best bank? Because the two banks that I have here are not in those states. I need a new vehicle, or at least a newer used vehicle. I need like a 4-wheel drive SUV or a truck. Let me just tell you what, moving on up and over, there's a lot more snow. And listen, snow in New York is horrible, but at least I can walk to the store around the corner, right? Like I can always get somewhere, but where I'm going, where I am looking, in the areas that I'm looking, things are a little further away. So these are key things I need to keep in place. What's the best internet? Because the provider I have here isn't in those states. So these are things that, I don't want to get scammed on. I don't want to get fucked over, because I've been fucked over way too many times in my life. And if I get people usually give me the advice after the fact, which makes me angry because I could have avoided money being wasted. See there, I'm trying not to be wasteful, and I'm trying to give my abundance when I come into abundance to people who need it. So please let me know if you are out in those states and have some direction for me, or even if you live here, what's your experience with long distance movers? What do who do you suggest? Drop it in the comments. Also think of this. Again, Amish mindset. I'm in a situation where there was a lot of stuff that I had that someone could put up on Poshmark or eBay for me, and they get half of the proceeds. I gave them the stuff, and they're going to do the work, and we're going to split the proceeds. However that works for you. Find people that do that. You might have stuff in your house that you're working and you have a family, but you need the extra cash, but you don't have the time to go to the post office and to wrap it up, but someone else has that kind of time. So think about, what do you have that maybe someone else could use the side cash, but can help you out in the same time? Like, think outside of the box. Again, abundance doesn't necessarily need to be financial. It's helping out. Like, I might be moving to Indiana. Does anybody have jobs in the Northwest area, Northeast? I'm looking between Fort Wayne and all the way to St. John, or whatever those. I'm not looking in Gary. I looked in the houses there. It's too close to Lake Michigan. It's too close up there. I don't want to be close to the lake. I want to be, all right, I experienced Hurricane Sandy and I live on an island. I don't want to be, and as much as water is cleansing and I want to be near water, I don't want to be that close to water if there is a natural disaster or something does happen. I want to be inland and away from that. So, and also it's freaking cold on the lakes in the winter. I don't. And I'm okay with cold, but wind chill is not fun. And I know what wind chill is here. So what are you doing today to help another person out? If anybody has any information to help me in my quest to moving into a new area where I have only maybe visited once or twice in my life, depending on the state that I am looking in. I'm looking at a few states because the housing markets in some areas are being jacked up, where months ago when I was looking, there were prices I can afford, now done. And a lot of the houses I can afford are ones that need about $100,000 worth of renovation, and I'm looking for a move-in ready situation or a close to it, where all I'm doing is painting the walls the colors I want and maybe redoing a floor or a bathroom. But I need move-in ready. This poor thing has been through enough, and she's turning 17. She deserves a stress-free end of her life, whenever that is determined date and her destiny to become a human. I want to give her a proper send-off into living in a stress-free environment. And I don't want to have a whole 3 months house demolition derby that's stressing them both out. I want a move-in ready situation. I want to be able to just relax and do me. And I hope to get there. And then I hope to be able to do a lot more for people that are in the struggle. Also, if there is anybody in the Wisconsin area that watches me, please give me a heads up. I was speaking in a chat room on Telegram, and a very, very humble woman is in need of an in-between situation. She is living out of her car. She is twice my age, and that scares me, and I don't like that. It doesn't sit well with me. And she also has 2 dogs. She claims she's fine. She's been trying to get her own assistance. Again, the system is messed up, and I've been looking and trying to reach out to people, but I can't do too much in my situation right now to help her financially. But there has to be somebody in Wisconsin that I can reach out to and see if they can do something, or they can find an organization, or they know of somebody I can get in contact so that I can pass this information along for this woman. I don't want to see somebody half my age, older than me, living in a car. Nope. No. She said she's okay, but winter is coming, and winter up there is brutal. There's no reason for anybody to be living out of a car or to be homeless, period, end of story, unless it's by choice. And what happened in the last 2 years, we have to remember that people lost their businesses because of lockdowns. People have lost their jobs to mandates. People have lost everything to these things. And it's on an uptick. It's not like you made poor choices in life, even though some people would say I made a poor choice by not doing something that would have killed me in the first place. But we're finding the truth out now. It's been coming out. So I want to just tell everybody my journey continues. There's a lot of unknowns right now. There's a lot of scenarios that could play out. I don't know which one will play out. I am trying to manifest the highest and the most good for my situation. I'm trying not to overreact, and I'm trying to be neutral in how I feel about everything. It's not easy. We're human, and we do have emotions. And this is the purging that I need in order to heal my life, myself, and it's rough. But we all need to remind ourselves that we do sometimes need to reach out to others for help, and that help should be there in some form or fashion. And sometimes it feels like I'm screaming onto deaf ears. And I know there's a lot of people that feel the same way. So we need to stop feeling that way. We need to understand that we all, at some point, stranger, family, whatever have you, different communities, let's start putting our hands into the pot. Let's start stirring it in a positive way. Let's start contributing more to society, because we are all a part of how this is all collapsed, because we're so freaking blinded to what was happening around us. If we only care about ourselves and we're not caring of the other selves, we're not taking care of the entirety of the whole, the all. And then society will collapse. People lose faith. Let's not have people lose faith. Let's be the shining light into someone's life. I hope to be able to do some readings today. I hope that I'll be able to catch up on some of the books. A lot of things are packed up. I have a lot of on my computer, thank goodness. And it's just a matter of timing. It's a matter of getting everything coordinated. So I will get probably, I hope, a reading out today and tomorrow and go from there. Today I'm living life by the moment. But I figured I haven't posted in a few days and I want to get everybody up to speed with my situation. I'm putting my foot forward. I put the work in and now I hope it pays off. And so until next time, guys, sending each and every one of you love and light. I hope all of you have an amazing day. Think about what you can do for another person today that doesn't exert too much of your energy. And I'll hopefully see you on the next one. Bye, guys.